This is To the Rescue Authentic Networking, and I'm Jennifer Johnson, Executive Director of TTR Networking and Relationship Marketing Coach. This show is all about authentic business networking know-how, relationship building, and the success strategies used by our members to grow their businesses and to give back to local nonprofits. Be sure to stay up to date. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Be sure to click the bell to get the notifications. Oh, yeah, and please visit our website, ttrnetworking.com. We are TTR Networking. We're industry-exclusive networking groups. We meet weekly to share easy relationship marketing tools, fun, entertaining, and informative events and fundraising. We are so glad you're here. Now on with the show.
Welcome to the Rescue Authentic Networking. You can also find more information about ttrnetworking.com. We would like to give a shout out to Send Out Cards. We have a treat for you. If you reach out to us at visitsendoutcards.com/thankfulsinglemama, when that's MOMMA, you can send a heartfelt card on us. We have some that are already pre-made, or you can create your own, and it's really fun. We recently sent some to family, my brother and his girls in Kentucky. We're in Indiana, and we took some pictures from like years ago. We put it on the top. We wrote a little note, and we sent one to like each of them. So, but it was fun. So we did that. We are so thankful that you all are here with us. I'm Nicole Williams with my co-host Jennifer Johnson, Dawn Evans Casey, and Jennifer, how are you today?
I'm good. You're just such a happy person. You forgot to introduce yourself at the beginning, and I was thinking people are going to be messaging me, who is this woman? And I was like, she's just the happy, bubbly Nicole Williams who gets to. So it's actually sendoutcards.com/single thankful mama, right?
Yes.
Single thankful mama. Okay. And that will be in our show notes, which I've been working on getting my show notes better and better. But I'm doing well. And, unfortunately, life kind of is sucking for a lot of people right now. It's kind of everybody out there is in our prayers. My family is dealing with it right now. My husband's brother is dealing with it. I do, and I wrote it out because I get so emotional about it, but it's the serenity prayer. We talk about that. Mm-hmm. And you know what? When we started this show, Nicole, mm-hmm. I said the serenity prayer was so helpful to me.
Yeah.
And it is, it's the God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And I think people have heard that a zillion times, but isn't that the truth right now? Oh my gosh, unbelievable. And, we just say we're praying. How are you though? You got your blood.
Like you, it's, we're touched by this awful COVID-19. It's just the news, every day. And we got news yesterday. My girls are a freshman and a senior in high school, and school is pretty much shut down for the rest of the academic year. And it's just, thank goodness for e-learning, the wonderful teachers, just everybody, but it's just hard. It's, hearing about all the sick people out there and the people who get the COVID and Wendy, and it's just so scary. It's hitting home. My ex-husband's cousin's husband's sister has it, and it's just, and you just, just constantly the news, what can I do to help people? What can I do to, this time, because it's just different.
Well, yeah, it is totally. And I'm jumping right ahead because Dawn, our other co-host up here, who looks like, she's not frozen. Good.
Thank you.
And I know, but you know what? Nicole, I was just going to say, because before the show, Dawn was sharing that she has a list of resources locally, right,
Yeah.
for people to get involved. So we'll put that in our show notes, even if they're not Indianapolis residents. But, you know, I'm sorry, I just kind of jumped ahead. But Dawn, how are you? I mean, we're all kind of.
Yeah, I'm in the boat. My husband works in the healthcare field, and he's on the front lines every day in the hospital.
Oh my goodness.
So seeing firsthand the COVID-19 experience, and so I stay prayerful that he stays safe and healthy. But on top of that, I'm inspired because as I'm out here on the internet on a daily basis looking, I see so many random acts of kindness, so many opportunities of people reaching out and speaking and helping one another. So that keeps me definitely encouraged and motivated that, you know, we're all in this together and we're going to come through it together, and stay prayerful for those who are, you know, touched so very. That's where I am. I'm just gonna continue to try to stay optimistic and
Yeah. On a lighter note, if Dawn freezes in your picture, it's not that she's drunk or on any kind of medication. She's just freezing.
I've got a weak signal.
She's got a weak signal, and we're all kind of feeling a little weak signaled today, aren't we? You know, we are so excited, though. One of my really good friends from our North Side group, and she's a good person, even though she's one of my, no, I shouldn't say that way. She's one of my friends, and she's a good person, whatever. Susan Sparks is from our North Side Networking group, which is here right in Noblesville. And I wrote down, Susan, we're so glad you're here.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. Well, you know what? The introduction is Susan Sparks is a marketing content copywriter, and your company is ASAP Writing Services. And that's how they find you too, asapwritingservices.com, right?
That is correct.
And it's ASAP, like as soon as possible.
That's right.
Okay,
I
cool.
like to say as soon as professional. So
ooh, I like that.
it's professionally done.
Cool.
So
That
there
is
you go.
really cool. Well, I know Susan, but and these ladies, Nicole, you've met her now, and John, we're old buddies.
She has visited my group.
Huh?
She has visited my group.
Oh, and she
shared her
presented.
expertise.
Yeah. So okay, so. The big thing here, Susan, you've told us how to introduce you, and your website is www.ASAP Writing Services. Well, tell us a little bit more about who you are, what you do, and the state of this whole COVID-19 pandemic. How is this affecting your business at this time?
Well, again, thanks for having me on. I'm a copywriter. So what that means is I create content for websites, sales pages, squeeze pages, a lot of internet-based work. So fortunately for me, probably 95% of my clients are virtual. So while that doesn't affect me so much, some of them have had to scale back on the frequency of the content they're putting out. Others, it's kind of ramped up because they have a lot of information that they need to get out. So I just want to specify, it used to be that website writing was all about keyword stuffing and such, and that trend has really shifted now, and it's more into content marketing, and that's writing content that's actually valuable instead of that says, curling hairbrush 17 times in 3 paragraphs. So really spending a lot of time on helping entrepreneurs and small business owners fine-tune that content so that when people find you, you have helpful information out there. It's presented in a way that's not only informative, but also helps fill that sales funnel.
Cool.
So, that's kind of the short version of what I do. I've also done a lot of ghostwriting for nonfiction books for entrepreneurs and business owners that want that subject matter expert status. So that is one of the things that I do offer as well.
I have one of her books here. I'll just kind of flash it she's part of this.
Okay.
But go ahead, Nicole. What's the? next question for her. There we go. She's part of this.
Oh,
Yeah, that's one book that I'm in. I'm the author of 2 other books that I've published that were bestsellers on Amazon, and a 4th book, kind of a little obscure book. I think I'd have it down there on the shelf somewhere.
what's this book that called that you're? What's the name?
That one is Overcoming Mediocrity, Volume 3, Strong Women. So it's a collection of essays and stories from women on their own journeys.
Okay.
I think Jennifer's kind of laughing in the background there.
Well, it's funny because Susan helped us with our website stuff, because I recruit everybody who can add anything to our, and the word mediocrity, I kept saying mediocrity and mediocrity. And then later I find out it is mediocrity. Obviously, this is correct. But it was so funny because Susan was probably laughing her head off at me as I'm saying mediocrity. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Well, mediocrity is an actual word too, but it is a collective society of people that mediocre people. So you want to rise above.
Yeah. See, that's exactly. So take it away, Nicole. I just laughed because her books are.
Now we've had our dictionary lesson for the day.
There you go.
Can I ask one more? Where can we find that book and your other books?
I have them all available on my website, and then the Overcoming Mediocrity is also, I guess all of them actually are on Amazon. So,
Thank you.
Jacket, which is an organizer for high school students, kids leaving for college or going out on their own for the first time.
Oh, I can see that one.
Called Letters from a Healing Heart, and then the Overcoming Mediocrity book. And the other one is The Gift of Inspiration for Women. I believe that one might be out of print, but you could probably search for that on Amazon.
She sold so many of them.
Well, I have a question. What does being authentic mean to you, Susan?
Well, for me, it's sincerity. And I encounter this a lot in work that I do with clients, is a lot of times they want to come off as someone they're not, whether that's in how they present their message or the voice they use. So I think people can see through that pretty quickly. So when you're authentic, you don't have to keep up a facade. It's less overall that you have to put out there. And if people don't like you the way you are, then maybe they're not your people, and that doesn't mean there's people out there that are your people.
Good question. Good answer. John, are you with us?
Yeah. Okay. I am, and I have a question for Susan.
Okay.
As we're all out here as small business owners and connecting with our clients, potential customers, etc., is very important. How do you engage, meet new clients, network with people? What ways do you utilize to find your business partners and clients and customers?
Okay. So was where my networking and how am I finding clients?
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I've been in business for myself for 10 years now. And so I was living in the Chicago area first when I first went into business for myself, attended a lot of in-person networking events there, and then moved back home to Indiana about 7.5 years ago or so. And again, needed to get out and meet people and such. So some in-person networking, and a lot of times people think, well, I go to networking events and nothing ever pays off. Well, 10 years later, I still get clients from that initial networking I did in Chicago 10 years ago. Plus, you never know who knows someone who knows someone.
Exactly.
Since I do a lot of remote type of work, I'm also active on LinkedIn and a couple other networking sites online that are people specifically looking for content writers there. So it's a mix, and I think depending on what type of industry you're in, that mix might shift a little for someone, either less online, more in person, or vice versa. But for me, I find that a mix of it works pretty well.
Oh, and that's a good answer. That's a good answer, because I was going to say, I think, well, then my questions always are, how did you find us if I don't know? But I know how you found us, because I kind of recruited you, I think.
Yeah.
And I haven't let
Yes,
you
you
go.
did.
I haven't let you get too far away. I've kept the leash pretty tight, I think. But, and you're actually in our North Side group,
Yes.
which was the original group. Back we're 9 years old. Maybe you can tell us though, because I'm thinking that I recruited you, but were there any other things going on there that I maybe didn't know? I mean, how'd you find out about us? Was it me?
It was you, and I think we were at a Secret Santa or Secret Fulton County event. And at the time I was in another networking group that wasn't really doing a whole lot for me. And once that membership ran out, then I coming to your group.
But so, you already said that you like a mixture. Do you? And I don't want anybody to ever say anything that they don't feel confident or comfortable. But is there anything about TTR that's kind of different that you? I mean, just because we want people to think, we want them. This is authentic. So if you got a bad thing, let's talk about it after. But but if
afterwards, right? No.
Afterwards, yeah. But is there something that you would maybe say that was kind of different about it, or compared to what you've done otherwise? Maybe there isn't. Maybe you've.
Well, again, for me, and maybe more people are starting to kind of get an idea of, when you work remotely all the time, there comes a point in time where you've got to get up and put on real clothes and go out and see people.
Right.
So it was that component that, yes, I need to get out and see people face to face, but it's also a very non-clicky group, I would say. Other things that I've been a part of, you kind of feel like the new kid and you've got to be there and pay your dues for a long time before anybody really pays attention to you. I don't get that vibe at all.
Oh, that's nice.
TTR Networking. So everyone's always very welcoming. I think we do a pretty good job of making guests feel welcome. And I don't get that vibe of, the clique or, the exclusiveness of, well, you're not really a member, you're just visiting today. My experience has been that I don't pick up on that at all.
Well, thank you. That's nice of you, because I would like to believe. And I know there's a lot of stories and stuff that you could. Well, I don't know. maybe we don't want to share all the stories, but there are. I'm glad that you feel that way, because I know I've used you a couple times, and I will continue to promote her to all the other groups. And I know that you want to do other speaking things as well. So opportunities to share what it is you do, because until you get to hear what Susan can do with words, words that you think, well, it's just this. Well, Susan takes it and magically it turns into something else. So, I'm not asking you to pick out your favorite story of TTR, but I know, Dawn, you usually kind of like to clue in on the other stuff with the nonprofits.
Yeah, I know, and Susan is familiar being a part of, the original group, but one of the tenants.
You're in a daze, in a twilight zone.
Yeah.
All about.
Okay, Dawn, your connection's not very good, so.
Yeah, I didn't get that, so.
Well.
I guess if she wants, she could type it in the chat. And
she could do. Oh, wait, there she is. Dawn, say it again.
Yeah, we missed you.
Oh, man, I'm sorry. I was saying that the support of the community groups and nonprofits is an important tenet of TTR, and was just wondering which nonprofit groups you enjoy supporting or that you want to focus on within your group.
So us in Noblesville, Secret Families of Hamilton County is,
Yeah.
We have a couple people that are quite active volunteers in that organization.
Mhm.
We've kind of just naturally defaulted to most of what we do. Indiana Parkinson Foundation is another where we
Yeah.
have a member. And so try to help her out as well with some of her activities and special events too. So
Those are good ones.
yeah.
Unfortunately, Dawn keeps kind of coming and going, unfortunately, but take it away, Nicole.
Okay, well, we're going to ask you about contact info. So we've got the asapwritingservices.com, the best way to reach you for any content, marketing content, copywriting needs, your awesome book. Any other contact way, or that's the best way?
Sure. I mean, my email, Susan at asapwritingservices.com. I'm happy to connect with anybody on LinkedIn that would like to as well. And I do have a Facebook business page for ASAP Writing Services. I don't normally give my phone number out because when I'm in the zone and it's time to write, I don't answer the phone. So the best way to kind of start the conversation with me is definitely by email. Not that I'm unreachable, but I try to make sure that I corral my time correctly so that I can actually get work done.
Absolutely.
The downside to being out and trying to be at a lot of networking events is, for me, there's that balance of how much time do I spend out away from the desk because I'm really only, I still have to deliver. So that takes some time as well.
Prioritize.
Yeah, she does a great job too.
Yeah.
So. Dawn, are you back?
I'm here.
Okay, take it away. Let's try another question. You have one left for Susan?
Maybe not.
Do you want me to?
Yeah, sure.
Susan, can you leave us with a final thought today? Any final thoughts?
Final thought. Well,
Wait.
any particular
Dawn's back.
stories that you want to share about?
I got something about stories that I wanted to share.
Yeah, I think we've lost you, Dawn. You're coming and going, unfortunately. You look a little drunk in your picture too.
It's the internet.
Yes,
I know.
everybody and their brother is on. So, well, I would say probably, right now, if you're online, which most of us are, it is really what I think is saturated. There's a lot of noise, everybody's trying to readjust and kind of figure out how they're going to keep doing things. But I think if you have the luxury of just kind of stepping back for a little bit and reassessing where you are with your business, to reach people, what that message is when you reach them. It was interesting. I was just listening to this guy this morning, Perry Marshall, who is the 80/20 sales marketing guy. He's one of those people, I think he's just probably a genius and everything he touches is pretty good. But, we get addicted to being online all day and seeing what everybody's doing on Facebook. And so then we feel like, oh gosh, I didn't get anything done. We were so dialed into watching all this noise and everything. So if you can kind of unplug and take the time to not see all that noise and such, and really just think about what your message is, again, how you can be authentic rather than just kind of jumping into the fray and helping contribute to that noise, now is a great time to do it. And so a lot of that is looking at what your message is and what are you putting out there and how that resonates with your audience, what they're hearing. Is it really what you do, or is it what you think they want to hear? Kind of line up that message and make sure that all lines up. It would be a good time to do that.
And that's what she does too. She does a great job of all of
Thank
them.
you.
So yeah, go ahead, Nicole.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Susan, for being our guest today on To the Rescue Authentic Networking. Dawn, any final thoughts? You're frozen. You may not know this, but
Dawn, we love you, but next time we're gonna have to hope that your connection's a little better.
Yeah.
Maybe if she pops on, we can ask her. Thank you, Dawn.
thank you. Oh,
Yep, she was there for a second.
What?
all right. Well, how about Jennifer? Do you have any final thoughts?
Well, you know what? We do have, and it's just, we talked about at the beginning the Serenity Prayer, and I don't even really know that I said much about, but just, you have things you can control. We can't control it all. We can't, there's so much of it we can't, but you can control how you respond. So remember the Serenity Prayer. Now Dawn's moving and she looks like she's with us. I don't know if she's with us or not. But I would like to leave. This comes from Brene Brown, which I know that's a name, but authenticity, and this just kind of reminds me of what Susan said, but authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are. And that's Brene Brown. I think until you sit down and talk to Susan and have her do some things, understanding the differences of what you offer and what the benefits that it's so different, you don't know, but who you really are is what the benefits you offer. Does that make sense? I mean, because we can all, we got insurance agents all over the place. We do have a lot of travel agents out there, Dawn, too, but you all are unique and you're authentically yourself. So Dawn, we took it out of order, but do you want to, you're there, you look like you're connected. Oh, she's stuck again.
Can you hear us, Dawn?
That sounds sad, doesn't it? Can you hear us? You know what? Thank you so much, Susan. This is just a strange time, and we thank you for taking time out of your day to be part of this. Nicole, why don't you, we'll make sure next time Dawn looks great, though.
Yeah, I know.
I know every time it freezes, she has such a nice smile. So
are you there, Dawn?
I'm here.
Well, we kind of lost you. Oh, she's gone again. All right. Oh, Nicole, just take us out, will you?
Okay. Please visit ttrnetworking.com for all our show notes. Also, shout out to Send Out Cards. Again, for all they do, they especially this time, we create the card, they mail it for us, and it goes to family, friends, acquaintances, new connections, old connections, all
people you want to be new connections with.
Right. For the free card, please go to sendoutcards.com/thankful single mama. We look forward to many more conversations with you all. And until next time, may your days be filled with authenticity.
Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Nicole. Bye, Dawn. I don't know if you can hear us.